Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be looking at Trojans. But before we can understand what a Trojan is, we first need to take a look back into Greek mythology, in particular, the Battle of Troy. And if you haven't heard this story already, then trust me, it will all become clear in just a moment. The story goes like this. A long time ago, the Greeks were at war with the city of Troy. This fierce battle lasted for 10 years as the Greeks laid siege to the city. But the city of Troy was strong and it resisted all the attacks that were thrown at it. With no end in sight, it was looking pretty hopeless for the Greeks. But then, frustrated and desperate, they hatched a cunning plan. They constructed a giant wooden horse. This horse was then presented to the city of Troy as a peace offering. The Greeks left their camps and they sailed away. Pleased with their apparent victory, the Trojans opened their gates and wheeled the giant wooden horse inside. But what they didn't know was that the horse was hollow and a group of skilled soldiers was hiding inside, ready to attack. Once night fell, the soldiers emerged from the horse and opened the gates for the rest of the Greek army who had returned under the cover of darkness. Not long after that, the city of Troy was defeated. Now, as great as this story is, it is only a myth. However, because of this story, the term Trojan horse often refers to something that either deceives or tricks you into a false sense of security. So how does this relate to computer Trojans? Well, a computer Trojan is a piece of malware that pretends to be a harmless, legitimate program or file. It could be a program you download that pretends to be a free tool, an app, or maybe a game. When you run the program, the malicious code executes on the computer. Often, the Trojan will actually perform the expected function of the legitimate software, making it difficult to detect the malware. This deceptive behavior helps it remain undetected. The Trojan could also be an email attachment that looks completely harmless. A document, photo, or any other attachment, even from a seemingly trustworthy source, could contain a Trojan. Okay, so this is the general characteristic of a computer Trojan, but there are many different types, each with their own objectives. Let's take a look at some of the most common types of Trojan. First, let's talk about remote access Trojans, also known as rats. These Trojans allow hackers to gain complete control over an infected computer. Once installed, they can access files, system information, keystrokes, webcams, and pretty much everything else. Remote access Trojans work similarly to legitimate remote access tools like Windows Remote Desktop or TeamViewer, which are used to manage devices remotely. In fact, the term RAT also stands for Remote Access Tool, which is the same type of thing but designed for system administrators, not for hackers. The key difference between a malicious rat and a genuine one is that a malicious rat will attempt to stay undetected, and it may also have added functionality to carry out malicious tasks, such as exploiting vulnerabilities. One great example of a remote access Trojan is the Beast rat, which first appeared back in 2002. Beast was a sophisticated rat for its time, allowing attackers to gain complete control over an infected system. Once installed, Beast could be used to spy on the victim by looking through their files, viewing the screen, and even remotely activating the webcam. Although this rat is long behind us, modern day rats are still widely used by attackers. Now, as a side note, attackers are also known to install legitimate remote access tools like TeamViewer or AnyDesk after they gain their initial access. By using trusted software, they can evade detection more easily as these programs are usually trusted by antivirus programs. Now let's look at downloader Trojans. Once installed, a downloader Trojan connects to a remote server controlled by the attackers. After establishing the connection, it will then download and execute additional malware on the infected computer. The additional malware could perform various malicious tasks, such as stealing personal data, spying on your activities, or even encrypting your files for a ransom payment. Next, we have keylogger Trojans. Keylogger Trojans capture and record every keystroke made on an infected computer. This means they can see exactly what you're typing, including sensitive information like passwords, credit card details, personal messages, and any other private data. The collected data is then sent back to the attackers, and they can use it for things like identity theft, for fraud, blackmail, or to gain access to your accounts. We're going to look closer at keystroke loggers later in this section. We also have banking Trojans. Banking Trojans are designed to steal sensitive financial information. The aim is to steal banking credentials and account information so these attackers can perform unauthorized transactions on your accounts. These Trojans often use sophisticated techniques to steal credentials or to trick the user. For example, some common techniques are searching for stored or cached credentials on a system or in web browsers, monitoring and recording the keystrokes from the keyboard, hoping to intercept the banking credentials and other personal information, intercepting web pages and web forms to steal credentials that the user enters. This is known as man-in-the-browser attacks. Now let's look at fake AV Trojans. Fake AV stands for fake antivirus. These programs are designed to look like real antivirus software, but they display fake scan results, telling the user that their computer is riddled with malware. Conveniently though, fake AVs will often have some kind of premium offering that the users can purchase to remove the infection. In reality though, the program itself is the malware and the list of infections is completely fake. If you were to purchase that premium offering, your banking details could be stolen and the computer would still be infected with the real malware, which caused the fake AV in the first place. Fake AV Trojans can also appear as pop-ups on websites, pretending to detect infections on your computer or to trick you into downloading them or to enter financial information. This video is part of our Security Plus in 31 Days course. If you like this video, you are gonna love the full course. Not only does it cover each exam topic in simple and easy to understand videos, but it also provides hands-on labs. These labs guide you through practical tasks like creating Trojans, cracking passwords, and sending your own phishing emails, giving you real-world experience and making your studies that much more engaging and effective. It doesn't stop there though. You also get a copy of our Security Plus in 31 Days ebook, which follows the course and covers each topic. You'll also get access to helpful downloads to support your learning, a private community where you can connect with fellow learners, and exclusive discounts. It really is the complete package to guide you through your Security Plus journey. Check it out in the description below. So that is a computer Trojan, malicious code designed to look legitimate and named after the famous Trojan Horse that was used to conquer the city of Troy. Let's end with a couple of quiz questions just to test your knowledge. The first question is from our friends over at BOSON using the XIM Max practice exams, which I highly recommend. Which of the following types of malware best describes backdoor.beastie? Select the best answer. A logic bomb, B, a worm, C, a virus, or D, a Trojan horse. I'll give you a minute to think about that, and then I'll select show answer, scroll down and give you a moment to pause and read the explanation. Again, that question was from the BOSON XIM Max practice exams, which you can find in the description. Okay, question 2. Which of the following is a key characteristic of a computer Trojan? A, Trojans spread automatically across networks. B, Trojans disguise themselves as legitimate software. C, Trojans are designed to encrypt files for ransom. Or D, Trojans rely on network vulnerabilities to spread. Of course, the answer is B, Trojans disguise themselves as legitimate software. Unlike viruses and worms, which can self-replicate and spread, Trojans rely on deceiving users into installing them by appearing as legitimate software. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe. The support from you guys really helps this channel grow. Other than that, thank you for watching.